Okay, hi, I've just had this delivery from the insiders, so let's open it up and find out what it is. Ooh, there we go. More everything for everyone. It's the Huawei P Smart. Yes, it is pronounced Huawei. And we have some nice silver paper to make it look all spacey. And we have a phone in a box. Nice. It's always quite useful. And here we go. It's the phone. It looks like the back of the phone. No, that's the front of the phone. Back of the phone? Front of the phone. We'll find out in a minute. See that box? It is the front of the phone. It just looks different, you know. So there we go. It's like any of the modern phones. It's got thin bezels around the outside, and it's got a nice shiny black material and a little tiny thing at the top for the camera and a microphone. On the back we have a dual camera, and we have a little fingerprint sensor, I believe that is, and there's a little thing for a nano SIM. It tells you it's a nano SIM and not a micro SIM, but I think most things are nano SIM nowadays. And it's got an NFC reader, which is nice. Most of the new Android phones coming out with NFC readers, but it's always nice to know it's there. It's quite nice. It tells you all these buttons. A lot of phones don't bother. With the label off, you can see it's more of a matte black on the back. It actually looks really nice. And the shiny bit on the front still there. Yeah, so dual cameras, big screen. You'd expect this to be a nice high-priced phone, but it's actually a budget phone. And we'll see when we turn it on and finally get it booted up how that actually translates into the software and hardware and how it's used. Inside the packaging, you've got a little key like normal to open up the micro SIM, and you have a quick start guide. There you go. You have a warranty card, that's normal, and you have the standard white. Always seems to be white with Android phones now. Mini plug, which is one of those ones that folds in so you can take it for traveling, and then folds out to use in your plug. Standard USB, and a USB cable, which is just looking at it. Oh, it helps if I put it in the light of the thing. USB, micro USB, standard kind of one in the older phones. So it's not USB-C like in new phones. But so I guess that's the first sign of it being a budget phone. But considering everything else looks premium, that's not bad for the first time. They haven't changed that tone there in ages. So I had a really old Huawei phone, and it made exactly the same noise when it booted. Okay. And here we go with the phone finally up and running. As you can see, it is a very nice screen. It's not OLED, it's not going to worry the top-end phones too much, but it's bright and colourful, certainly for the budget it's on. The end-to-end screen is not quite end-to-end, obviously, as I said before when we looked at it with the screen off, but it's not far off, and the side bezels, as you can see, are quite thin, and the top and bottom don't give it much to worry about. There's still a huge screen and really nice to look at. It's got Android 8, which means that it's fully up to date with the latest Android, including all of the extras that provides. There are added bits and pieces that Huawei introduce to all their phones on top of Android 8, but they seem to actually enhance the experience rather than detract from it. It's not the fastest processor out there, but it's speedy. It gets through
various bits and pieces. We've been playing Minecraft on it, and that's actually been fairly fast. It does slow down occasionally when there's lots of things on screen, but not too much. The speaker is probably the thing that lets it down the most and shows that it's a budget phone. As we can hear from this, it's a bit tinny, it doesn't have any bass. But it does its job. It's fine for phone calls, and for the most part you'll use a headphone set or earphones, which you'll find a proper earphone port for. And as you know, some modern phones don't come with that. The speakers here at the bottom, it's just one single mono speaker. Along this side you can see it's got the volume and power, and on the other side it has the SIM card slot with a micro SD as well, and you've got the fingerprint sensor and the dual camera on the back. The only other thing letting it down a little is the camera in dull conditions. When you take normal shots during daytime or outside, the camera shows fantastic ability to take some really nice photos, although if you're pulling those in close and zooming in, you'll find that there's probably a lack of clarity compared to some high-end phones. But it's when you take darker shots or nighttime shots that the problems occur. The camera is grainy and the pictures don't look that great, which is a shame because Huawei have actually sold this on the basis of a good camera. Now, overall though, considering this is a budget phone, I was quite impressed. It does have its limits and you know what you're getting for the price, but it's a pretty good budget handheld that you could be happy to be seen with.